Hi everyone, let's do the 0x0D Web Stack Debugging 0. Now in this task, this is basically what's going on. ELX wants us to learn how to debug, how to fix things in software engineering. So what they did is they created some sort of operating system, like an Ubuntu server for example, and they set up Apache 2 that is running on it. But they broke something in the Apache 2 configuration, or they just set something wrong, so it's not running properly. Now what they did is now provided us with the operating system and told us to find a way to fix it. So then after we find a way to fix it manually, we then write a script based on the steps that we took to fix the server. So now let's take a look at the requirements. Here you can see Web Stack Debugging series will train you in the art of debugging. Computers and software rarely work the way we want, and that's the fun part of the job for real. So now we need to be able to install or just use Docker. In this case, we're going to be using Docker a lot in this. Like that's the main structure. So we're going to be able to collect or pull the image of the operating system that they used and then load it onto our own computers. So you can see like we are running like the server that they used and broke on their own operating system, and now use it on our own system and now fix the server. So it's like a system inside of another system, basically. So I'm going to be using Docker. Make sure you have Docker installed. I'll be sharing a link in the description so you can use to install Docker on your devices if you don't have it before. So now you can see this is an example for it. This is an example now. We can use Docker to run the Ubuntu 14.04. So this is just an example they used. And now let's move on to the next, the first and only task actually. Now you can see here, be sure to read the Docker concept page for more information. Now in this first debugging project, you would need you need to get Apache to run on the container and return the hello about scene whenever you query the root of it. Now here in the first command, you can see that this is the command they used to download the operating system. Like the Docker image that they used for this project will be downloaded using this same command. And then also they are linking the port. So whatever is running on the port 80 of the Docker image will be showing on port 8080 on our own local device. Now let's go ahead and copy this command. Open your terminal. So you must have installed Docker before this. So now I'll be using the Docker command. I'll just paste the command I copied from there and enter. Now this might take a while to load because it has to download first. But since I already have mine before, like I've run this command before, so I've done like I already have this file on my device. That's why it's showing this. But otherwise, to be showing something like this, on your device might take a few minutes because it has to download some files and all of that. So you can see it will be pulling from a library and then to download like 3 or 4 files. Then after that is to spin up, and now you can see downloaded image successful. Then to show an ID, like the one that it's showing me right here on my terminal because I already have the file before. So now I'll just go ahead and continue. Now when I run docker ps, so now this would show, let me just put this to full screen. Docker ps should show like something like this, like the same name of the docker image that we downloaded. See this command right here, the command has this name. So now after it runs successfully, you should have this same thing showing when you run docker ps. Now let's go ahead and log into this docker ps session. So you can just go ahead and copy the same command from here also. So this is now like we are logging into the Docker image, which is the Ubuntu software that they created and provided to us. So now when I paste this here, you can all see. Okay, yeah, my bad. Now when you run Docker on your local device, it creates an ID, right? Now the ID is different on every device. So now you can see when I run the Docker PS, it shows all of the information like the port mapping 8080 to port 80, the number of seconds it has been up when I created it, and then the command to run it. But also it's showing the container ID. So you need to copy this and replace it in this command. Now you can see we have the 76. I'll delete this and replace it with the ID that I have on my own local device. Now I'll run enter, and now you can see it looks like a server. It is a server for real. So it's just like a Docker image in our computer. So now let's list our files. You can see it's like the normal Ubuntu system. But now what they told us is whenever we run let me go back here. Whenever you run curl 8080 on like our local device now, I'll go ahead and open a new tab for my on my terminal. So I have 2 tabs. running the terminal. This is my local device, like my local terminal, and then this one is logged into the Docker image. So now when I run this command here, this should like respond to me with whatever is showing on the port 80 of the Docker image. Now when I enter this, you cannot see we have the connection reset by pair. So that means something is really wrong with the server. So let's now try to discover what is wrong with it. So first, they've given us some information. They told us that it's Apache that is running on this server, Apache 2 to be specific. So let's just try to see what's going on. I'll first run the sudo service Apache 2 status. So now you can even see Apache is not even running to begin with. So it's not like there's a faulty configuration somewhere. It's just not running. So let's try to run it and see if it shows us any errors. So what I'll do here now is run sudo apt sudo service Apache 2 start. So now you can see it's starting the web server Apache 2, and now it's showing a warning, but it's not showing an error. So let's just see what happens when I run when I go back to my terminal. I run this same command to now see if Apache is actually running now. I'll just go ahead and run this. Now you can see it's showing hello button. So now this is the required output. When you see here now, it's showing like whenever after we fix the server, it's now showing hello button. So that's the requirement. And now we successfully achieved that because we already start Apache and now it's running properly. So also to just confirm it, when I run sudo service Apache 2 status, now you can see Apache is running. So now everything is working fine. It is responding with the proper value, and Apache is also running. So that's like we've successfully fixed the web server right now. And the only thing we really did was we just run a simple command, which is the sudo apt sudo service Apache 2 start. So this is the only command that fixed the whole stuff. All this previous one is just to check what's going on. So this is a single command that took Apache from the not running state to the state that is running and now responding to our request. So now what is required is after we like fix the server, we need to get a collection of the commands that we used. In this case, it's only one. So now you need to create a script. Now let's go ahead and check. This is the in our repository, of course, we have the repository alxtmidline devops. And in this directory, after creating your readme, now we need to create the script and put in all of the commands that you used. Now let's go ahead and create this script just to show an example of how you do it. I can use the nano editor or whichever one I want. You can use the Vim. Let's use Vim in this case. So Vim, so now it's a script. So the first thing you need to do is run the hash. So I'm not used to using the Vim editor. So now the hash and then the bank. So now /usr bin and then env then bash. So like your script needs to begin with this at all times. Now you can just put a comment or 2 lines of comment, whichever one you want. So let's say this script restarts or fixes the Apache server, and then you need to put the command of the command that fixed the Apache server really, which is the sudo apt sudo service actually sudo service Apache start. So I'll go ahead and copy this and now paste it here. So now we've successfully fixed it. Add a new line at the end of your file and then save your file. Also you need to make the executable. So chmod plus x and then 0 give me a page. I use the wildcard here. So now when I list my files, you can see the script is now executable. So that is that about that. So now you need to just move the file to your repository and then the whole thing is done. So I can actually use my checkers, just confirm that right now I have the file in my repository. Let me just go ahead and open it. DevOps 3 main. What's the name of the repository? 0x0d Web Stack Debugging. So now this is the folder that is required. That we have the file, and then this is the script. As you can see, just the same format. The first line that is required, then the comment, and then the main command that starts Apache. So that's that about that. If I check my checker right now, it's done. It's all checked. Now that's how you fix the first web stack debugging task, web stack debugging 0. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel for more.